Greetings, fellow Dagorans, and welcome to Monday, the 15th of September 2014's episode of The Witcher 3 Weekly. And we actually have a bit of news to go through this week, and I just forgot about you, George. Say hello.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Hello, people.
Yeah, so...
I was about to have a go at you there for not forgetting about me.
Yeah, and just want to warn you now that we are recording this a day earlier than what we normally record. This is because...
We're recording on a Saturday. It's going to be complicated tomorrow. We're both at work and shit. And
yeah, we haven't really got a lot of time to do it, so like, normally...
So if any news comes down on Sunday, we're sorry.
Yeah, probably like the game is cancelled or something like that. Yeah, yeah. So what we normally do, kind of like our schedule is kind of record on the Sunday, upload on the Monday. But this week we're recording Saturday lunchtime and uploading like normal on the Monday, as you know. So
sorry, people.
Yeah, we've got a bit of news coming concerning the release date of The Witcher 3, which is kind of the main news. There's a little interview with the CD Projekt Red head marketer Michael Gilwensky, and there's a couple of things to go out there, and then we will go into our hot topic debate, and then we'll end off by our questions from the fellow Dagorans. So yeah, so we're going to talk about the release date. It's not good. Well, it's not good or bad news, really. It's the rumoured release date of 24th of February 2015, which was rumoured back in July from a video by IGN. They predicted that this will be the release date of the video, and everyone kind of said that yeah, that's the release date, and it's been confirmed by CD Projekt Red that the release date of The Witcher 3 for PS4, Xbox 360 and PC is the 24th of February 2015. George.
Yes.
Do you believe that this is a good release date, or do you
it's just after Christmas, so people are like getting their money back a bit now, and people have got better Christmas money, so I see why they do it.
Yeah, I think this is kind of like businessy. You think? I think it kind of is in a way, because like the kind of the gaming market, this kind of game is like aiming for that kind of RPG level. Like this is kind of like the only game kind of coming out in this period. So like I think the majority of that RPG fans are going to buy The Witcher 3 when it comes out at this time. Whereas if it come out in like November the 18th, like every other fucking game in the world, then like they might be diverted away because there's games like Far Cry, Dragon Age, and GTA coming out. So I can see where they're coming from, but personally, a little theory that kind of I had when I saw the news, like, do you think there was maybe targeting for like a Christmas 2014 release, but they maybe realised that yeah, it's not going to be ready for then, so we'll put it a couple of months after. Would you think that's maybe the case? Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that. Or it could just be a business standpoint again. Like, there's quite a lot of games coming out in November, so everyone's pretty skint because of that. So. Yeah,
exactly. And plus, yeah, like you said as well, like the mid-February is when people's finances start regrouping, because everyone sort of spends money in preparation for Christmas, then they get a little bit of money back, like January sales, and then they all run outside
pretty much, yeah.
And then yeah, end of February, early March is when finances are okay again. So personally, I don't think it's neither good nor bad. To be honest, like if they come out going like this is not the release date is actually Christmas next year, you'd be like, the fuck. You'd be like, what's going on? Well, yeah, I think businessy. I think it's personally. I think this is the best release date for me. To be honest.
I would agree as well.
Yeah, because like we've got Shadow of Mordor and FIFA coming out end of this month and early October to kind of keep us going to November, and then I'll probably get GTA to keep me going till Christmas, and then I'll get Far Cry and Dragon Age to keep me going till then, and then I've got Witcher to keep me going probably till like end of March, and then I've got exams, and then we're done, and then Steam Summer Sale, which I'll be taking quite a big part in next year, get quite a few games, and that'll keep me going to this period, and then we'll go through the whole cycle again. Year plan right there.
You're sorted, Connor.
I'm sorted. It's all in my mind. So yeah, like would you agree that this is good for you personally, George? Because I know that you're going to be getting quite a few games at the end of this year.
I agree with you 100% there.
Yeah.
Money's going to be tight.
Yeah,
But, you know,
not as tight as it has been in the previous years, cause
we work.
yeah. So yeah, like yeah, not bad. So that's kind of like the major sort of news, but there's little kind of like tidbits in this next interview with there's a CD Projekt Red interview with Michael Gilwensky, who is the head marketer of the game. So with that kind of title, I kind of read this interview with a bit of caution, if you know what I mean. Do you know, looking into it, you think like maybe he's going to be blagging or some stuff, but no, he seems to be.
Who was it again?
The head marketer. So the kind of guy's kind of advertising the game, like maybe to kind of like keep an eye open, think like, oh, maybe not believe some stuff that is going to be stuff, but it kind of like it kind of went.
But you also, if you lie in these things, you don't really want to do that, because when it comes to the game, like you lied.
Yeah, no, but their job is kind of to do sales. It's kind of to get many sales for the game. But like, so I read it with a bit of caution, but reading it was kind of quite blunt, to be honest. It didn't seem to be trying to oversell it. He just kind of said some stuff that's in the game and things like that. But yeah, there's going to be 5 times more combat animations than there was in The Witcher 2.
Is that good? I know it's good, but how many how many animations were there in Witcher 2?
I think there was quite a lot, to be honest, because like thinking about there was a lot of kill moves anyway, which is kind of insane. Like when I was coming back, I was thinking like, oh, every time I kill someone, it was always doing the same action. I thought like there was a lot there anyway, so it seems like there's going to be a shit ton, and they've kind of done the work. Like there's no use yet if they're using motion capture like another game we're following Shadow of Mordor's doing, and other kind of big games in the past, but there's no word on that.
I think I'd presume so. I think that's just a common thing, because it makes them look more lifelike now. It makes them look like actual humans that are behind the movement of a body.
Yeah, it's a new trend these past few years, isn't it, that we kind of talked about on Friday, and yeah, I think more combat animations. You can't go wrong with that. Would you? Yeah, exactly.
You can't go wrong. It's better. More animations, better.
Exactly. It adds kind of more. And it's like a more element of like badassery. It's like you know what I mean? Do you know, like with Shadow of Mordor, there's a shit ton of combat animations there. We've seen loads, especially when it comes to executions, like chopping people's heads off, kicking people off cliffs, and it's like it makes you go, oh, like it makes you go, wow, that was cool. So like, yeah, the more the merrier. Like I can't, and plus with the amount of different monsters in the game, it might like do different ones per monster. Maybe say like if he's got a big ass one, he's going to start going like more kind of different style, maybe to the legs, and then so on. But I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating. But Mike also said there's going to be more dodge mechanics in the game. I don't know how they're going to do this, to be honest. Like
there'll be barrel rolls. There'll be like one I've seen the most is the jumping backwards one, haven't we?
Yeah, like the only way they was doing it was kind of like a jump to the left, a jump to the right, or a jump back kind of thing. That's kind of like a shuffle back. They were kind of like the only sort of 3 that you did. So like he said more dodge mechanics, not animations. So like I was kind of wondering what's kind of good in there. Do you have any other ideas? Like didn't you say barrel roll?
I actually don't know.
No, like I don't know how they're going to interpret this, especially like with with your keyboard and mouse. There's loads of different buttons to press, so like they could just go like, oh yeah, you have to do A-L-K-I or some shit like that to perform a barrel roll. Whereas on the Xbox, it's going to be a bit more, like Xbox or PS4, it's going to be a bit more trickier to kind of enforce. Yeah. But yeah, dodging, it adds a nice taste to combat, I'd say. Would you agree?
I would have to agree as well.
Yeah, like there's games that do it really good, and there's games that do it bad. Like, to be honest, I thought Elder Scrolls Online did it pretty bad. Yeah. I thought dodging in that game was pretty crap. Whereas like there's games like dodging. What games have dodging that I'm trying to think of? Assassin's Creed is dodging, doesn't it? Where he kind of like rolls under the sword and kind of goes to the other side, kind of goes to the back of the guy, doesn't it? So like yeah, like that's kind of like a cool way of doing it. So like, I hope they do it good. Like I hope it kind of has a bit of flavour to it, if you understand what I'm trying to say.
I understand.
Yeah. So we'll go to the next point. And he said that there's going to be a tutorial mission to introduce people to the combat system. And there was a tutorial mission in The Witcher 2, which I did because it was my first one. And kind of what it was is you're kind of walking around this kind of like dark forest, and then you go to the city, and then he's asking you to wait, and then you go into, and then you wait and you make a few potions, and then you go in there, and then it's like an arena sort of thing. Like they send a few enemies at a time. They tell you to use different one of your signs and your swords and stuff like that, and they kind of give you a brief overlook on like which is good, which is bad, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
is it pretty obvious it's a tutorial mission, or is it like the old school style where it kind of slows you into it?
I think it's going to kind of tell you all the info, and then it just throws you into the game. Well, that's what The Witcher 2 did. It could go a different way, but I think that's going to be the same thing if it's going to be a tutorial mission, because they need one. If they're going to throw you into it, they kind of need a way to tell the new ones how the combat system's going to work.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm going to be going into it anyway, because I haven't played the game on a console before, and I'm going to be playing this one on the thing. So I'll definitely be using that. And will you be using this tutorial mission, George? You kind of see yourself doing it?
Most likely.
Yeah. Like there's other games where like you can kind of like there could be one, but like say like the Skyrim, like you figure out as you go along, or like in Assassin's Creed you figure out as you go along. With The Witcher, the combat system's quite, I'd say, complicated, like dodging in certain areas and stuff like that, and using different swords. So I think I'd advertise the majority of people to use the.
I would. Is it skippable?
Yeah, like I think so. Yeah, like it definitely was in The Witcher 2. Anyway, I'm not sure about this one, but in The Witcher 2 you could go start new game, or start new game with tutorial mission. So like you do your tutorial mission, and then when that's done, and I think there was different areas where you could leave it. Like say like if you'd have like one wave of enemies, and then you'll think like, and then it'll say like, have you got the hang of it? And then if you click yes, you'll go straight to the game, or no. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so
I agree.
I think it's a good idea. They need to have it, to be honest, in there. But we'll go into our hot topic debate now, which we'll kind of go into a bit of detail on it. We'll give a few examples, because we are a bit dry into the episode. But would you think? Would you change the combat system if it was like up to you, George? Would you say like the combat system's complicated, or would you change it to kind of your needs, or would you kind of keep it the same to The Witcher?
I like complexity because it allows a lot of different ways to play the game, if you know what I mean. If there's like so many ways to fight this, so many different ways to like, it adds a bit of complexity to the game, making it a bit more varied and different.
I understand what you mean.
If it's like Assassin's Creed kind of way, where all you do is smash X, or B, or circle, it gets a bit boring after a while. But if it's got a bit of complexity and it adds a bit of variety, and you have to actually think when you're going into a battle.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Like because plus like, I think that kind of needs it because of the lack of weapons using the game. Like there's 2 swords and a crossbow. So if you're making it complex and different ways to doing it, it does add more thought and more. What's the word I'm looking for?
What is with us and playing games with only a limited amount of weapons?
I know, yeah. And then we'll get Uncharted and you'll be like, you have this gun, this gun, this gun, this gun. So like, yeah.
We're a curse, Connor. We're a curse.
I know, yeah. Because, well, yeah. Background story too. If you just joined The Witcher, both The Witcher and Shadow Mordor both have 3 weapons. So
I struggled to remember the name there, Connor.
I know, yeah. I know. God.
We've been doing the game for 7 months.
Yeah, we've been following that game 9 months. What's the name of it? Fuck knows. Who knows? I don't know. How are you gonna buy it? I don't know. I don't have a clue. Yeah. Yeah. So like this game. Yeah. Like I said, there's games like this. Like this is my point. That I think do need complexity to kind of like add immersion and to kind of like add to preparation before you go into it. Like I'm going to go this method. Whereas like games like. Well, like Skyrim, I'm sorry to bring it up 20,000 times, but if you're going to have a podcast about an open world game, open world RPG, you've got to bring it up every 5 seconds. But yeah, that way in game, because there's so many options in different types of swords, different types of bow, different types of daggers, different types of shields, and so on. There wasn't really a need for that complexity because you could kind of switch bows to magic because there's so many different options for you to test out. Whereas in this, if you're going to quickly get the hang of using 2 different swords and a crossbow, that if it adds different kind of more, like you said, variety was a good word, then it would kind of up that standard. But like, I'll add another question to you. Like, what do you think like for the casual player? Like,
for the casual player, well, RPGs aren't really casual playing genre, are they? Really?
No, but I mean, like, do you know, like, you get this some kind of RPG players that kind of pick up an RPG and play it for hundreds of hours, and then you'll get another one that'll play it for like kind of the main story and a few side quests and stuff like that, and then they'll kind of move on to kind of different games. You know, like games that, like them kind of gamers that kind of like don't play games all the time. They kind of play one like once every few days, sort of thing. Because I think that's kind of what The Witcher 3 is going to kind of attract more of, if you know what I mean. Because like it was kind of like the hardcore RPG kind of game until that this past year, where more people have been kind of more people like us have been kind of introduced to it, and then this new one's coming out. It's going to have so many more people buying it. Would you kind of think that maybe it should be dumbed down a little bit?
No, because then it'll piss off all the fans, actual true fans, and that's not something you want.
No, I to be honest, I agree with you. Like, but maybe an option, say like there's like the hardcore mode, which was like before you go into the game, which combat system would you like? The hardcore mode for like the old.
It could be, but I don't know. I just think the RPG is very not a casual gaming genre. Like they've got RPG games have a huge following, and it's just not something I see should be dumbed down. They should get used to it. They should learn.
Oh no! I'm not saying dumbed down. I'm like it's the point I make like
simplified.
But sort of like the first bit when you said like a casual playing genre. I don't mean like the fans are casual playing. I mean there is like every genre is like hardcore fans. Like RPGs, the majority like is hardcore fans. But you have some of them like the perfect example I can give: Josh Follows, Tyler Price, me. To be honest, like they are kind of like when they go into a game, they'll like play it. And then they'll play it like a couple of days later and so on like that. Whereas like, if you want to understand what I mean, like they're not exactly fully interested in it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, that's what I mean. But like maybe like an option for say like you get like them kind of ones who like maybe like your simple one, your simplified option, and you've got your hardcore one, which is like the classic unique Witcher way to go about it, and that's kind of like the harder version to use. Would you kind of like maybe see that? Well,
yeah,
not maybe
I
see
can
that.
See it that way. I can see the point being there, but I don't know. I could do like a version. Which one do you want to play?
Yeah.
Kind of method.
Yeah, and that which is in the Dragon Age Inquisition game up and coming. That's got an option to choose from. You can either be the old Dragon Age menu-based combat or the new open world fleshed out combat. Because I've been looking into that game this past 2 weeks, and the game looks freaking amazing. Yeah, and what a surprise, George! That game is also coming out on November 18th, like every other game in the world.
It's free, Claire. It's 3 games.
Is there 3 games coming out that day? Let's have a look.
Far Cry 4.
3 of the biggest games of the year are coming out on one day of game release dates. But
there's Far Cry 4, there's GTA 5, and there's Dragon Age. All coming out on the 18th.
Yeah, that's like a massive date this year, isn't it?
I know, that is a massive day.
Yeah. 18th of November.
Yeah.
Okay, right. You've got Adventure Time, The Secret of the Nameless Kingdom, Dragon Age Inquisition, Escape Dead Island, Far Cry 4, GTA 5, Hatsu Miku, Project Diva F 2nd, Little Big Planet 3, Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor for the PS3 and Xbox 360, Project Cars, Sonic Boom, and Watch Dogs for the Wii U.
Okay, I fucked up. There's a lot of games.
There's a lot of games coming out. And earlier in the week, you've got World of Warcraft, Warlords of Draenor, and Pro Evo coming out. A lot of games. Yeah.
That's a lot of games. I fucked up.
Yeah. So yeah, quite a big week, and but like what I was gonna say, like we'll talk a bit more about the combat kind of system. Like do you know, without the use of like with the use of signs, like it's kind of like the way of magic. Would you like it to kind of stick to its roots of that way of magic, or would you maybe like a different way? So like a different sort of route, maybe like having to learn different spells or something like that. Maybe adding that kind of thing into the game.
Well, To be truthful honest, I don't really understand how science works because I haven't played the first two, so I can't really input that much. But I don't know because I haven't played it. I don't know if I prefer which way I'd like it.
I'll explain the science. The science is kind of like a thing where you kind of like there's 5 different signs. One of them's called Arda. That's the only one I can really remember. They're all weird names, and you pick them, and then you kind of like they're like a pushback. One of them's a pushback. One is like a fire spell to kind of do on someone. So it's basically like 5 spells in the game. That's kind of what they are. Whereas like well in this case they've got 2 different ways. So in this game they've got 10. Would you like that method, like the sign method, or would you like that and like a different element of magic to be included, or
maybe
something else completely?
If there's only 10 kind of spells, it's a bit lackluster, isn't it?
Sorry, what did you say?
It's a bit lackluster. Like, there's not actually that many spells.
I know exactly. Yeah, exactly. So
like,
like
Skyrim does it where you have to actually learn a spell and then progress that spell kind of thing.
Yeah, like I'm not sure if there's a progression system with the size. There definitely wasn't in the first 2 Witches. There was no progression way to kind of improve them. You kind of picked them, you got them the thing at the start, and that's kind of how they were all the way through. Whereas in this
so
one,
you didn't progress. You didn't see the improvement while you was playing.
They might have like as you got better, maybe they might like picked up a bit of damage maybe, but there was definitely no like kind of perks they could increase by or anything. It was kind of like, if anything, it was like a natural improvement. It wasn't anything like you decided to improve on. Would you maybe like a way where you could maybe pick up like learn different fragrance of spells like in books and stuff? Like this is just an idea. This is just speculation.
Yeah, I like Skyrim did it well with spells. I prefer it if they did a book kind of system.
Yeah, like to be honest, I think I'd prefer it like maybe harder than Skyrim, because if Skyrim, if you just found a book and read it.
Maybe you have to actually like, I don't know how you would do it, but you have to. When you learn that spell, it's absolutely dire. But you've heard that spell is amazing when you evolve it, kind of style.
Yeah, like
so you have to practice, train it, and like maybe combine 2 spells, like.
Yeah,
shit.
Like yeah, that. To be honest, I think it's meant to be the sign method, but we'll call it magic. But like the kind of like magic kind of system in the game, I think it is like you said, lackluster, and I think it's a bit too small. I think there is ways they could have maybe bring it on, kind of thing. Like, because like there's a lot of like mage users in kind of RPGs in general, and like to have like both the combat system of that have both like the combat system with the 2 swords and the crossbow, and then have more magic on the side of it. I think there'd be less complaints of the kind of like the lack of combat in there, if you understand.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
When if they did that, it'd be like more like magic would be more dominating than combat. That's the issue that would arise.
Yeah, I suppose so, but
that means that no one would ever use combat because there's no need to when there's these spells there.
Yeah, but I suppose they could do ways of balancing that out. Maybe like be some monsters that are kind of like more vulnerable to the sword than they are magic, kind of thing, or whatever. So like, I think there's ways of being able to balance it, but yeah, I think this game is kind of like definitely your sword and kind of like you're more sword and crossbow orientated than it is magic. I think the sign system is kind of.
There's like one thing where you've actually never ever moaned about the lack of weapons, really, have you? Assassin's Creed, you've only got this certain amount of weapons, and you've never gone, oh, because they're yours, like, if you know what I mean. Like that secret blade, hidden blade, it's brilliant. That's yours. It's fun throughout the games, and you know about the weapon.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking of Assassin's Creed 2, where there's a lot more weapons, but there's only like probably like 20 maximum.
So, should we go into the questions?
We shall, so let me just pop them up. First question is by Arankia. We know that there is caves and underwater mode to search for the delves of the ocean. Do you think there will be underwater caves where we complete quests?
Underwater caves? I think so. Do you think there will be, George?
Underwater caves when you emerge like eventually.
No, I don't know. I think she can maybe made like I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example. Well, say like say like someone tells you there's this artifact, like I don't know, say like a horn, like an old war horn that needs to be found, and then it's like washed away and like take it, and it's in this underwater kind of chasm. like a tunnel. You swim down, you dive in, you like sail out and dive under, and then go underwater and like into the cliff, and there's like an opening passage, and you go in, and then it opens up, and you can breathe in it or something like that.
Mm.
Could you kind of see that being in the game?
Yeah, that is a good thing. We've seen that that is possible and shit like that. So
yeah,
it could be.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. Like she said with the underwater mode, and like I remember saying do you remember when we watched that 35-minute gameplay demo, which is on your screens now? He actually goes underwater and he says there will be quests that can be both found and completed underwater. So
yeah.
I think underwater caves will be in the game. To be honest, I think they'd be a fool not to include them.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Yeah.
So should we move on to the next question?
Next question.
It is by Peter Christoph. Do you think this game should have had a main company publisher? I don't think there's near enough hype for this game yet, and if not, why? Well, I won't answer straight away for this. Don't forget, there's still quite a big time for the game. They don't want too much hype now because it'll die down before the game. When games get announced, they slowly build up the hype, slowly. Then when a few months before the game, then that's when they hammer and that's when the hype begins. But this game still has quite a huge following.
Yeah.
If you see, whenever it comes on the game Reddit post, it always gets top page from gaming. Everyone talks about it. It's got a very big following, this game, from the previous two. It looks amazing, and don't forget, like I said, marketing works by like slowly building up the hype.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I agree. I think, like you said, like is a way of like kind of slowly building up that hype. And personally, I don't see where it's coming from with that not nearly enough hype. Like E3, that's kind of like the game everyone was talking about, really,
yes.
Wasn't it? Like people was going on about, oh, The Witcher looks good this year. I can't wait for the new Witcher. Like people was talking about it a lot. So I think there's been a few questions about maybe, like other games concerning hype because of Destiny, maybe. Because like everyone's talking about Destiny, and I think people kind of thinking like, oh, what about all the other games? Like people are out playing Destiny.
There's a lot of hype around other, like I said, there's a lot of hype around other games because they're coming out sooner than Witcher.
Yeah.
Witcher will have its time and limelight eventually.
Yeah, definitely. Like
it's a big game, and there's no doubt about that. It's a AAA title.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think like with Destiny, like this again, there's like everyone's kind of talking about it because it's like it's a main game out at the minute. Like people have been talking about it for ages, like all the way back to what I can think of as Eurogamer last year. That's kind of when I sort of really first got to grips with it, sort of thing. When we was
Destiny, that's when it came to the gamers. But for Destiny's known by everyone now. Not everyone knows it. Not even the hardcore gamers, casual gamers, people who don't even know about games know about this game. Because the adverts which Destiny's been doing is pretty cool as well. Like when they're like doing fine with like, what music? And the word goes like, I know when he goes when it's a bit classic and it plays like modern day music and stuff like that. The advertisement, everyone knows what Destiny is. Even people who don't even play games that much know Destiny.
Exactly, the perfect examples are our friends. Like our friends, they just play FIFA, maybe like one other game a year, pretty much. Like GTA, FIFA, that's kind of what they are, and maybe Call of Duty. And they know they know about Destiny.
They even thought about getting it, but I kind of like advise them not to because it's not their game whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not an MMO go group dungeon group kind of let's fight together people. Oh, our mates, they'll just play a battle and it'd be the most frustrating thing in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, even though it's not like exactly MMO, it's just kind of like 3-man and up and coming 6-man stuff. But yeah,
but the actual world is MMO, you can actually walk around and see people, talk to people, and everything.
I know, like yeah, but it's not like MMO is like where you're doing like 30-man raids like World of Warcraft and shit. But yeah, like people are going to talk about Destiny now until probably like a week and a half, and like. To be honest, I'm already getting sick of it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm thinking when they're going to stop. Like,
it's calming down on the YouTube scene. It's slowly calming down on the YouTube scene.
It's calming down, yeah, and then like you
GTA
get
5
reviews coming out.
GTA 5 news came out, and everyone was GTA 5.
Yeah.
GTA 5 must be the most universally played game in the world. GTA.
Oh yeah.
Everyone plays GTA.
Yeah. Yeah, except China. Isn't it banned in China?
Probably.
Yeah, it's banned in quite a few countries. But yeah, like. I think for The Witcher, if you're kind of like thinking about like why is the hype not hype for The Witcher now, there's probably not going to be much hype for The Witcher until the end of November, really. Like when this kind of like period of loads of games coming out done, because like people are going to be talking about Destiny, then it's going to be Shadow Modern and FIFA, then there's going to be GTA, your Far Cry's, your World of Warcraft, Warlords of Draenor. There's a lot coming out, so like The Witcher is not going to be the top of people's priorities to think about now. And then when it comes into the new year and just after Christmas, that people are going to be thinking like, wow, The Witcher's soon, The Witcher. That's kind of what it's going to be like. So should this game? Would you say should this game should have gone with the main company publisher, George?
No, because then they can go kind of kill a game. It's been seen
exactly,
for
yeah, same.
EA, Activision, and all that. Well, Activision's obviously done well with some games. Some big companies are perfect. Like Bungie doesn't do bad. Naughty Dog does brilliantly. Rockstar does brilliantly.
Bethesda Softworks does brilliantly.
Yeah. But some of them, like EA, for example, and Activision can be alright, but sometimes they can be horrible.
Yeah, and like EA, they just try and change the game completely, like they did with Warhammer 40k, which is not out yet, which won't be out for a few years. But yeah, I don't think so. I think CD Projekt Red, I think they just want to kind of do their own game. They don't want it to be changed whatsoever. They kind of want to bring their game out and do it that way. Now, to be honest, I think that's the best way to do it, because then you know you're getting the game what the developers want to make, and then they're going to be more passionate about it. So, should we go into the next question? And by the way, I love this username.
Geralt of Basingstoke. I laughed at. If you heard me like have a little snigger earlier, that was because I saw it.
Yeah.
Basing fucking Stoke.
Yeah, I know. It's like in the game it's Geralt of Rivia, and then it's not. No, I'm from Basingstoke. Geralt of Basingstoke.
Okay, the question is: we know there's over 80 monsters in the game. Do you think there's too much species, or there's too many species, or too many? You got to copy and paste the full fucking answer.
No, I copied and pasted it. I know, I just copy and paste into a thing now. I copied and pasted it correctly.
Well, it doesn't make sense. We know there's 80 monsters in the game. Do you think there's too much species or too many? Okay, I read it wrong. My bad. Forgive me, Connor.
Okay. So, do you think there's too many species in the game?
No. It's a real world. I think. Do you ever go, I wish there was like one fucking type of dog?
Exactly, yeah.
One fucking type of fish? No.
Exactly.
It's like it makes the game more immersive, more real world. Like, one thing with Skyrim was the issue. There's only one fucking species of everything. Like, there's only one mud crab, really. Like, you go to a dungeon, you know you're gonna fucking kill a skeleton. There's a dragon.
Except there was a giant mud crab, like, which was like the second biggest Easter egg in the whole game, behind Mike the Liar. Like, if you found that giant mud crab, you're like, wow, it's there, and it's in the northeast of Skyrim. But yeah, like, don't get this confused with like 80 monsters is not does like. That means like 80 different types. Well, there's going to be loads of different monsters in the game, but like kind of like 80 different types. Like one of the types will be werewolves, and then there might be like albino werewolves and like dark werewolves and sort of brown werewolves. That's not going to be 3 monsters. That's going to be 3 species of 1 monster.
Yeah.
So yeah, and no, I think the amount of monsters in this game is probably this game's biggest strength. Like the amount of creatures that are going to be in it. I can't see it as being a weakness. Like, there's so many different things for us to kill, different tactics going around, because each thing's got different ways of killing it. I love tactics. Tactics is me. Like, I clocked for 341 hours into Football Manager 2013. I've been addicted to Civ 5 recently. I love tactics. Shadow of Mordor, Nemesis system, tactics. Tactics.
Football Manager is good. Me and Connor play, if you know what Football Manager is, it's a Football Manager game, or Soccer Manager.
Yeah, football tactician game.
It's so addictive. You think it's going to be boring, but it's not. But me and Connor play differently. He's all tactical during the game. I'm not. I like every game over and done with. Let's win this shit.
No, you got to be tactical. You got to be there in your technical area, working your way through.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
One more question from our boy.
Glenn Gray. He has transitioned over to Witcher.
Moved.
So if you don't know who he is a common occurrence on our S1 Weekly videos.
What a guy.
So hey guys, I have a question for the Witcher episode. I just wanted you guys to talk about the similarities, differences, and how Witcher and SFM are going about open world mechanic. Well, I'm just going to say something. Well, the Witcher's, don't get me wrong, Shadow Mordor's open world, but it's not as open world as Witcher. If you get me, like the zone.
Yeah, I completely get you. Yeah, like
it's open world, but it's not. It's open world, but not as open world as Witcher.
Yeah, like The Witcher is so much larger than what Shadow Mordor is going to be. Like The Witcher is absolutely huge. I can't get my head around how big this game is going to be. Like, well, what did we say? 11 times the size of Skyrim? Was it 11 times? Or was it 7 times? It's 7 times. I think it was. Yeah, it's 7 times the size of Skyrim. That's massive. That's huge. And then like SOM, it's going to be a big game. Like these zones are big. Like, and there's rumored 7 zones in the game. These zones are big. Like, yeah, The Witcher's going to be bigger in that way. Like, this plus in The Witcher, like, there's kind of like safer areas in the game where than Shadow Mordor. Because like in Shadow Mordor, every kind of game you can't just walk around and talk to people. It's kind of like a walk around. They see an orc, and the orc's going to try and kill you, kind of thing. Whereas in The Witcher, it is more like there's cities you can go into. There's different nicer areas you can go to where there is the darker areas like No Man's Land that we saw in the demo. So like Shadow Mordor, like there's different kind of that kind of sort of thing in that with Shadow Mordor is kind of like a progress as you go along kind of thing. Like you take over, you brand the war chiefs in this area, so you've got it all under your control. So you're dominant in one zone, then you move to the next zone, it's going to be different. Whereas with The Witcher, it's kind of more, it's kind of more gradual, if you know what I mean. Like you can kind of go anywhere when you want to, sort of without taking over people and stuff like that. And yeah, and like there's similarities and differences to the both, but I say there's more differences than similarities in the way they're going around the open world. Because like, yeah, and to be honest, I think open world games are probably my favourite. I don't know why people don't like them. Like GTA, that's probably the biggest it is the biggest open world game of all time. And stuff like that. Like, would you class open world games as like one of your favourites, George?
One of them. I don't know the favourite because it's hard. Because I switch genres very quick. Like sometimes RPGs are my favourite games. Sometimes it can be sports. Sometimes it can be like linear games like The Last of Us. It really depends on what mood I am of the day, really. Like TV shows.
Yeah.
Like my favourite TV show switches every fucking day. Between the Vikings, the Sherlock, Scrubs, I change every fucking day. It's all Portal. Portal's my favourite games. That's very linear. Makes you think and stuff. You know.
Like I've got like different kind of tastes now. Like I do like the tactical games, like your Civ 5 and your Total War 2. However, I do love the open world RPGs. I'd probably say open world RPG is my favourite. Like your Skyrims, your Fables, your so on. I do like MMOs. Not as much anymore, but I did in the past. I do like action adventure games like your Mafia 2 and your GTA and, well, what Uncharted 4 is going to be. Like, so, I don't think, same, like, but like, when people go to me like a game's open world, I think, that's a benefit. I always think that's a good addition to add to your game.
I agree. So,
yeah. So, should we end the episode here, or should we kind of talk a little bit to the Witcher fans about like
we've got one
what's
now,
going on?
Witcher has got a development session at Eurogamer.
Yes, I did. So should we talk about that now?
Yes. We won't. Well, I think it's pretty common knowledge if you subscribe to it.
No, hang. One second. This is kind of natural because I was about to say, should we talk a bit about Eurogamer? And then this is sliding into that kind of zone.
Yeah.
George.
Okay.
So yeah, this is natural. This was planned.
So I think if you subscribe to our channel and watch our SOM videos, it's pretty common knowledge that me and Connor are off to Eurogamer and we're buzzing our tits off.
Yeah, but if you are,
there's bad news about we're off on Sunday. The Witcher and the Shadow Mordor is both on a fucking Saturday. And
the developer session
tickets for it. So but we will. We don't know if it's actually a developer session because it's different to how they've announced different developers.
Oh no, there's a developer session there. It's 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock on.
But it's the things
on the Saturday.
There'll be things we can see as well. like Destiny kind of stuff.
I don't know. I don't know.
Destiny,
like, I think
last year when we went, Destiny wasn't playable, but there was a guy playing it, showing footage, and there's like a trailer, and you got free posts and shit.
yeah, like yeah, I don't think it's going to be like a gameplay demo because it doesn't come under the What's On tab, but we do know it's there. So, yeah, I think it's more likely that it's going to be kind of like what you sort of said about Destiny, where it's kind of like watching over kind of thing, like watching some guy play it if you wanted to watch for a bit. That's what I kind of think it's going to be like. So, yeah, but we will be we'll kind of we'll kind of talk about
if any of our 185
kind of
subscribers are going there, just hook us up, mate. Inquiries at
just go what up.
Inquiries at thegortv.com. And just say,
yeah.
Alright, yeah, I hear you there. We'll be like, yeah. We'll be like, meet up.
Yeah.
We'll be like, cool.
Yeah.
We'll be like, mate, I can't promise anything. There's a lot of people going, and a lot of people want to see us. We might not have time to get by everyone. There's 180 people there who want to see us. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, too many people. So yeah, we will be recapping what we see there. Like obviously we'll be seeing everything to do with The Witcher on the Witcher Weekly episode afterwards. But if you're kind of like new, we'll just say that we're going to have like a podcast, kind of reviewing every game that we've played. Then it's going to be a long podcast. I'll just say that because what we've got planned is that we're going to play a game. George is going to whip his camera out, or I'll rip my camera out, whatever, because we both have new phones by then. And we'll be like, yeah, we like this game because of this, and like just like a quick sort of like 30-second sort of thing in the game, like our first impressions. And then when we go home, we'll be like, yeah, the game was we like this, and we didn't like this. We'll talk about it for a while, and then give it like a rating at the end, sort of thing. And then we'll put that into a video, and then we'll release it, and that'll be one long ass podcast, and that'll probably be released on the Monday or probably the Tuesday actually, because we'd have to do the full talk on the Monday night, and then actually put it on that night. So yeah.
So that's the way we're going to be doing it. So I hope you find it all interesting, because it's going to take a fucking ages to edit, because we're going to have to like find a point where we start talking about video, put that input it. And shit like that.
Yeah,
we'll figure a way editing it.
Yeah, like we'll see what goes down. I'll probably upload it because my internet's much faster.
Unless there's a miracle over the next month, but I don't think it's any improvements yet. So
no, but like there's games that we'll be playing there. Like we'll be playing Shadow Mordor, we'll be playing Fable, Far Cry. The Order, The Crew, Crimes and Punishment, Sherlock Holmes, Bloodborne, Borderlands, pre-sequel and stuff like that. So like, there's a lot of games we'll be playing. It will be fun. So should we end it there?
We will. So hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Yep. Even though it originally was short, we had some debates in there and stuff. So I thought it was a pretty decent episode overall.
I think it was a pretty good episode. Like we had a good debate on the combat system. I think like more debates like that. I think I enjoyed that debate, to be honest.
I will.
So yeah, if you have any questions for the future episodes, put them in the comments of the YouTube. Send them to message me on Wiki, which people like to do for some reason. I don't know why. I think they see the link and go like, yeah, this is the best way I'll get it. And or George to the Reddit post, or send a message to, or if you've got any voice questions, to inquiries@degoratv.com.
So yeah. If you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, so like, comment, and donate. And also, subscribe to join the fellow Degoras. Goodbye.